All right. Last time here we are again with Great 8th Attorney Chronicles. When last we left off, we had just finished looking at the testimony of, well, these two dudes. I don't quite remember their names. Well, let me go back to the first statement, please. Now, I should probably take a moment to reacquaint myself with the testimony, and the best way to do that is to just press and see what else we find.
Yes.
Why? Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you. Alright then. Question please. This beefsteak you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Tin-chun! Ag. Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. And veal, that sounds pretty good. Oh. If food could receive medals of honor, beefsteak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Tin-chun! Ag. Cutlet's a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it. Yes, sir, I will, sir. On the double, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? Oops. Sorry, I'll do my best. I'm just a dumb little boy. Please don't tease me. So, next question. I just love how he raises his... Oh, wait, wow. Negative! Sorry, I didn't expect that one to go by so fast. Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, hey, a trophy, I guess, for pressing my first statement. Also, you'll have to forgive me in advance because I'm not a professional voice actor, so my voices might not always be consistent or, good. But, we're just having fun here, right? Anyway, let's press this fella's statement.
Yes.
I have no idea what you're talking about. A koban, boy. A koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. Yes, I'm probably not nefarious. You wouldn't sound that nefarious, but... I took myself to the restaurant the following day, with said items secreted in my bosom... Wait, secreted in my bosom pocket, in the hope of an affluent cognoscente appraised of its indisputable value being present. So, you were hoping to sell your Koban coin to Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant? Yes. It's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that a pitiless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious kobold. Isn't that so? Well, you were the little upstart cadet. You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blatant subordination. No, I didn't say anything. Please don't hurt me. Although, penniless might just be the word I was looking for. In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. The gentleman aside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect. I see. Okay. Okay, so you saw a firearm being shot.
Yes!
That might actually be relevant. So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Affirmative, I saw you, laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian. God, I love his little fucking baby slap. Just, But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, if you please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table. And so what if I was? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. Actually, you didn't see shit. Arg, me mateys. And double arg. My sixth sense. Sorry? My sixth sense of danger! I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, Cadet. Surely that's not really possible, is it? Do you think I'd have gotten where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well... It would seem the soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. Come on, skip. Okay, well, whatever. Let's see. Press this. This seems relevant. So this black uniform university cadet, you're saying that was... Arg! I've had just about enough of your sauce, Cadet. That's a what? My sauce? What do you want to do with my sauce? Who else do you see around here in black uniform? Well, I mean, there's someone standing right next to me if it's his kitchen as well, but... It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm on that man. From behind his back. And you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon. You disgust me. This is my thinking real hard face. What is it? Sorry, I got... What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. And if you find an inconsistency there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court, thrust it in the witness' face, and make him choke on it like a little... Well, I was on my hands and knees. Oh, well, I can just press the statement. I already seen it before. On your hands and knees. Could you explain that, please? That's right. Spurning the arthritis I was, in order to retrieve the lost piece. What, lost piece are you referring to? Holy crap, don't fucking come at me like that, old man. The Koban, of course. The exquisite Hoei-era Koban coin. I had just been showing the rare treasure to the military man as he masticated his meal. You good, dude? After averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The kobold vanished. Hence, I began to acquaint myself with the intricacies of the floor in order to locate it. And then it happened. Holy dooly. You heard the gunshot, you mean? None other than, though it was no concern of mine, I was frantically scouring the floor for the aforementioned lost treasure. So, in fact, you didn't see a goddamn thing. You didn't actually witness the precise moment when the incident occurred. If you say some shit about the sixth sense, I'll be pissed. Indeed. Myself, I did not. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is how. Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing R1. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency? Yes, an inconsistency. When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present your evidence with triangle and rip the witness apart. Rip and tear until there's nothing left. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart, and you'll receive a guilty verdict. And that's no good. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with the witness's statement. Alright, I'll give it a try, I guess. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again, as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Okay, yeah, yada yada, we saw that. And there's that one. Okay, let me just double check, make sure I'm not just pulling something out my ass. Yes! Wait. I meant to examine that first, but I'm pretty sure I was right, because I think the autopsy report said something about I had to have been shot in the front. Wait. Oh, it doesn't say anything about being shot in the front. Well, it says it's close range, so I would have had to. Well, whatever. Clearly, I'm pretty sure I was right. So, wait, no. Oh, no. I meant to present this. God damn it. Okay, that's on me. That's on me. What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my moustache? Inconsistency. Wait, was that right? Was that accurate? I thought it was. I'm pretty sure it was this. That's the one that says I was shot in the front. Okay, well I'm just gonna fucking roll with it, I guess. We'll see where it goes. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. I say as I just barely slap my little baby hands on the table. Tisk, what nonsense! What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously that, I know what I want to say, but the words just don't come out of my mouth. Oh, I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Arg! This is so frustrating. See, this is not the dude who fucking knows how to pound his fist onto the desk like a man. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spill it out would be an insult to the court. Ooh, I like that music. Is this like Kazuma's theme, or is this just like, I don't know, it's pretty cool, I like it. Yeah, well, what he said, the smart boy. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with a sergeant, rather. What? Sergeant Ayesanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
Well, clearly, your military-grade eyes need to go see an optometrist, because they're wrong. You fucker. But no! That just can't be! And why not, cadet? Because... As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound, bullet did not pass through the body. Oh yeah, pectoral, because if it was shot in the back, it would have gone in its back, not its pectoral. Okay, well, I guess either one of those pieces would have worked. The photographic print... Oh, see, so I guess I could have shown either one. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. That's a dude who was shot in the chest. The victim, a Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, What the? What was that? Someone just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the Nice baby you got there, pal. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak. Sir! What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Ayesa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. I could have delivered that better. Look at that. I contradicted. I sought out my first contradiction, like a big boy. Or I mean, he did it, but I did it though. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. He said the thing. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Yes, I was. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Oh, yes. You were looking for your Koban coin, weren't you? Indeed. The prized Hoei-era Koban. Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. Ba-bang. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoei treasure. Yeah, we kind of already went over this. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Auchi? Or Auchi? I mean, I actually don't have no idea how to pronounce that, TBH. Tish! Ha ha! Why not, Your Excellency? The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. Ugh, what the fuck does that mean? My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. I'm just like a dude trying to like live my life, man. Very well. Court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as clear cubicule glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir, at once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something, or someone, peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up to the ranks, sir. Name, Ido. It would seem those straps are the sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido. Tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Oh, that's pretty funny and cute. So you just have to like carry your baby on your back at all times? Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Bro, almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. I just want to think you should keep that in mind. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed. Alone he was, the Englishman. Dining all by himself he was. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
Yes!
Oh, I didn't get to finish my line. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
I don't have fucking objection. Eesh. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? I mean, I don't see anyone there, victim or person. Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. Oh, I guess the place setting is the important thing. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Arg, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Okay. Carbonated water and a steak lunch. Damn, even 100 years ago people were eating T-bone steaks and shit. Always with the T-bones and the steaks and the jawbones. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that no one else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witnesses' testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takasuchi Oichi, would have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an order. Oh shit, you're not looking too good, Ryunosuke. Oh god, help me. I'm scared. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. Nani? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness. Make it quick. Understood? Tisk. Rules can be so unbending at times. Ugh. God, you say ugh a lot, but I mean, if I were in your situation, that's fair. Okay, so let's press these fine boys a bit.
Yes!
No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't even fire the gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Oh, sorry. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it. Have what? Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? Grr. And let us not forget that the antique dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Chronicles-san? Old man noises.
Yes!
You saw me pointing a gun. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Like, I said that 100 times already. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee, and as I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment... Oh yeah, you heard the gunshot while you were holding a different gun. That is weird. A gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry, what do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated a testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. I don't really know if our predicaments are the same, TBH. Anyway, the fact remains. Myself, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Okay, yeah,
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing callous in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Arg. If only there had been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. A quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly. 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hotter clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th of November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So, the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it has really no bearing on the case. I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered in the court record as evidence if you think it would be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical? Yeah. Bro, we all the evidence we need.
Yes!
Yes, please. I want that. Yes, me, Ryunosuke, evidence, please. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as Excellency, as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? 1924? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Tisk! Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Alright, got some more evidence. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Kurakuta-san.
Yes!
So you, actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. Man, I'm starting to hate doing that voice. That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in, boy. So, the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that just interesting? And let us not forget, incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one. No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Like, I'm totally in the dark. I just don't know.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? What did you say, Cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just the case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Tish! Okay, well that was a bit rough. Excellent work, Ryanosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps you should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press X, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Okay, yeah, use that. Oh, we can examine the 3D examination. I see. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using the left stick, okay, yeah, so we have like the 3D evidence examination stuff from before. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press X to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Yep. Okay. Okay, a medical report card, required for every visit. Name, Mr. John Wilson, Hata Clinic.
According to Investopedia, corporate credit cards are credit cards issued to employees of established...
Oh, god fucking damn it. Stupid phone. I was not talking to you. Okay, let's see. It looks like this medical report was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I'd imagine. This dentist. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. But why? Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors, then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, they give you painful injections, and then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient, with a bad case of stubbornness no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Okay, that checks out. It says Hata Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics. As much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I'd ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Brr, I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Okay, let's check this out. Bro, that's kind of a lot. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Oh shit, son. I think we just found ourselves a motherfucking contradiction. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Okay. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Okay, let's see, which one was it? Dining all by himself, you say? I say, you're a dirty mother heckin' liar.
Yes!
Yeah. I have an objection, please. Please listen to me. I have something to say. Well, I think, about what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Gah! Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Oh, all right. And thanks for the advice. Yeah, let's just calm down and think about it. Take it slow. Kodakuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, I still got the baby slaps. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may have not done before that time is completely irrelevant. Grr. But that's, Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witnesses' testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could have possibly perpetuated the crime. Oh, wait a second. He just did a real slap. He did a strong slap. A strong boy slap. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that in that fucking empty casket you call a brain, my dude? What? That outburst oh, sorry, wrong voice. What? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hut Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted? What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating? Oh, God! Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Kurakuta-san! What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Grr. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthesia. Oh, Jesus, shit's got real. Expertly done, partner. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Objection!
What is this nonsense? You little upstart! Jesus, man, you're fucking giving him the fucking death glare. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables, in this restaurant case, have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? You're talking about this guy right here. This boy. Alright. The answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been, and I think since this is such a pivotal point, this seems as good a point as any to stop and save it for the next episode. So far, things have been a little slow paced, but still good. And I get the feeling things are gonna pick up from here. So, yeah, we'll see you next time.